Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, it's Wisdom of the Sages, a Bhakti Yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator of the Bhakti Center in New York City, Kaustubha Das. Welcome to the show. It's Monday, November 24th, 2025, and this is episode 1700. Good morning, beautiful people. And Kaustubha, welcome back. We missed you the last 3 days.
Thank you, Raghunath. It's good to be back.
You look like you're settled there at Bhakti Yoga Rishikesh.
Yeah, we have live Bhakti Yoga Rishikesh people here today. Wonderful. They're taking really good care of me. Great souls. Doing wonderful programs here. Taruni Radha.
Hey, guys.
Chamuna, Prema.
Yeah. It's a great place. Rishikesh is the best. We love it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people here on Zoom today welcoming you back. There was like 2 people here when I was doing the show. Now you're back and everyone, it's packed.
No. I'm sure they came for you.
No, it's just like Sarah Ditto and Timothy Tucker and Sweet Lady King. That's it. Those 3. No, kidding. It was really packed, Kaustubha. People came out of the woodwork.
Raghunath, you giveth and you taketh away.
You know what? I want to try to keep you keep balanced.
Okay. Well then, so you keep going back between extremes. That's the opposite of steady. I don't know if you know that.
If your mind can just be peaceful, and you're doing pretty good today.
Okay.
So anyway, we're here. We're getting settled. We're having 3 shows this week, everybody. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Wednesday, I leave for Florida, though. Me and my son are going to Thanksgiving at Makundika Shores, and then we're going to the Festival of the Holy Name in Alachua.
That's become like a yearly thing for you now.
You know, it's been great too. The Alachua's got such a cool community.
Will Mara go? Or not?
Pranapriya. Get it straight.
No, I'm not going.
You just did it yourself.
We're hosting. We
not going?
had a last-minute group that's coming up here starting on Thursday, so I'll stay here to host
For Thanksgiving.
Yeah, a bunch of Indian mailed young devotees from the Brooklyn Temple.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah. So let's not get too spaced out here. Should we talk about Rishikesh? Anyway,
I wasn't spaced out. I was very
I didn't
present.
say you were. I said let's not.
Okay. I hear you.
Any announcements, Pranapriyaji?
No, I actually don't have any announcements today.
Get out of here, really?
Well, you know, we have a very
That's
big...
the first time that ever happened.
We have a very big GEV program happening. This is our biggest one ever. Total with all the trainings, we have 79 beds.
It's packed out.
I know. It's very cool.
That's great.
I've been praying.
Waiting lists, actually.
I've been praying. I want to bring 100 people one year. And this is the closest I've been.
Well, but I think people are on waiting lists, right? We don't have enough beds to do that.
You know what? Just Gauravani released some more beds because their thing didn't fill.
Oh, we can squeeze some of those people in, maybe.
Yeah, so if we could, Or actually, we think we have 2 more beds. If anybody's interested in wisdom training or any of the other trainings we have.
There's already a waiting list, though.
I don't think there is.
What's going on?
I sent a message to Krishnamai yesterday morning to
Thank you.
reach out to those people on the waiting list.
Release the waiting list.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There was waiting list.
There was.
Yes.
Oh, why didn't you tell me?
Well, it wasn't necessary until now.
Okay.
All
right. Let's get going, Kaustubha.
Do we? You know, I've been busy today. And I tried to get the nugget together. Then the electricity went down. We're struggling a little bit here, but I do kind of have some nuggets. We could try them. Just spontaneous.
Spontaneous nuggets? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's the way you like your nuggets the most.
Yeah.
You know, because this is such an interesting... You went ahead and jumped into the 14th chapter without me, Raghunath.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Honestly, I was a little hurt. Yeah, it's okay. But it's such a powerful chapter. And why don't we just start talking about that and we'll bring some nuggets in?
Okay.
Okay.
Because it was all glorifications of the Supreme Lord, I did a
Yeah.
whole show on gratitude and appreciation.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. And so there's so many great nuggets with that. I can't
Okay.
remember the ones I had.
So
Yeah.
why don't we go ahead and chant our invocation, and then we can just start talking. And I'll bring some nuggets in.
Okay.
A little different
Narayanam
today.
namaskrityannaram chaivanarottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayat. Before we start the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayan. Unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshvabhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. By regular attendance in class in the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Agyana Timarandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuramidatam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, text 7-ish.
6, 7.
You know
But
what?
Can we talk about
Can
this
we
chapter
turn
a little
off
bit first?
Riverside or something? Because that echo is real.
I was thinking, Mara, what I do is I mute the Chrome.
It's
site,
coming
like
through
another.
your side, I think, Kaustubha Prabhu.
The voice is
Well,
coming from
either
within
way,
the
it may be
house.
coming through. It's
Okay.
still may. Why don't you just try muting that Riverside?
Okay.
You go up to the top of the tab and you right click on it, and then you give the option to mute it. Maybe that'll help.
Right click. Who's this? Like
Otherwise, I can put on these
1989?
headphones if we think that might. Oh, but then our friends here won't be able to hear. Are you working on it?
Yeah, I am. I don't know how to right click.
Do you remember in the days of television, it would just say, "We are experiencing operating difficulty. Please stand by." Like television was interrupted for stuff like this.
Technical difficulties. Yeah.
I think I do.
So let's get into Raghunath.
Okay.
I was. Are you with me?
Yeah,
You
I'm
doing
just
this?
checking. That was like that. Okay, was a checking to see if there's still an echo. There is.
Okay, this side
Okay.
is muted.
Okay, we're just gonna go roll with it, people.
We'll do it the best we can today. We got to get this fixed, though. So, Raghunath, I was trying to think, now that we're going through the 10th Canto together, and we're kind of going relatively slowly, and hopefully we've matured a bit, having read the Bhagavatam together all up to this point together, too. I'm really trying to understand every chapter and what's happening,
Mhm.
Has it been like that for you, too? Yeah? And,
Yeah.
So Krishna was born. Some devas kind of offered some prayers when he was coming. And then they took him off to Vrindavan, or Gokula at that time.
Gokul.
Right? That took place. Different demons came. Putana was the first, and so on. There was also the moment that Garga came, right? He was like a sage, but an astrologer. He spoke, and when he spoke, he said, "Oh, this." He kind of. It's so interesting, right? He said, basically, your boy is just like Lord Narayan, just like Lord Vishnu. It seems almost like he told him it without without being absolutely explicit about it, right? Like, he didn't exactly
he told
say
him,
this is.
He told him, but Nandamars couldn't hear it. Also,
They couldn't hear it. Yeah, yeah, and so the residents of Vrindavan, their love overpowering their understanding of who their son is, have continued to be there, and all kind of, especially what's been happening is different demoniac creatures have manifested or manifested as creatures, and Krishna's liberated them, we could say, right? He didn't exactly, in one sense he killed them, in another sense he liberated them all.
yeah.
And then you have this scene that we just finished, which was Lord Brahma got into the picture. The first time a demigod just gets involved in the plot, right?
Yeah.
and it's not any demigod. It's like number one. It's
the
like
biggest of the demigods.
The creator himself, the ultimate intelligent person. The Devas, they're usually caught up in fighting, and they're kind of they're enjoying a lot, but they're righteous and they're trying to maintain order on behalf of Vishnu in the universe. Sometimes they have their Star Wars battles going on with the Asuras. And sometimes they're in anxiety, sometimes they're making mistakes, sometimes they're getting embarrassed. At least Bhagavatam is showing us that side later. Or it showed us that building up in the first 9 cantos. But generally Brahma is above it all, right? Like generally he's dependable, he's the voice of reason, he's got the steady, clear intelligence and illuminated, mind. A lot of times when the Devas are all mixed up and going into deep anxiety over the circumstances, they go to him. He's the one able to kind of settle them down and get them back on track. But now he enters into the picture, and he actually is the one that gets embarrassed. And, by not understanding who Krishna is, getting a little, quite frankly, he got a little uppity.
Proud.
I don't know how the way to describe it.
Uppity,
yeah, a little
sure.
Proud. Uppity, and he tried to trick this little Krishna that everybody's talking about. There seems to be a lot of fanfare about this boy. When he killed Aghasura demon, like all the other devas were having this whole celebration and glorifying him, and he comes down and is like, "What's all of the fuss down here on the earth?"
Kaustubha's frozen. Does anybody else note that Kaustubha's frozen, or is that just me? No, everybody's nodding. Everybody can hear me, but not Kaustubha. Okay, finally, it's not us. All right. So he's probably saying how Brahma's top of his game, and for the first time, Brahma, who's like number one, who's the all-star, is tripping up. And how does he trip up? He's taking little Krishna for granted. How does he trip up? He's getting caught up in his grandeur, which is very common when we live a grand lifestyle. Matter of fact, the living entity, any little bit of opulence we get, instead of saying, "Ah, what a great gift this is from God," we take it as ours. And of course, God becomes minimized. To the degree that I'm in my ego, to that degree, God gets minimized. God's actually right in front of us, but God gets minimized by my ego, and therefore God becomes invisible. Even though God is the creator of everything, he's behind everything, he becomes invisible by my ego. That's what that's what I guess Maya is. It's like this scale. To the degree that ego is heavy, God just vanishes, and to the degree that ego goes away, then God becomes more and more present in front of me. Okay, now I hear my echo, which means maybe Kaustubha's back. Okay, Kaustubha, I had to take the torch and I took the torch and ran with it, perhaps in another direction.
Okay, good.
And the torch was that to the
okay. Where did you go?
I went in this direction. To the degree that I'm in my ego, God vanishes. And to the degree that I can see God right in front of me, it generally means my ego is being dealt with appropriately. It's back on track. And so Brahma, because of his opulence and his power...
That's an interesting direction to go in.
Well, because Brahma tripped up. He is the most powerful, and he tripped up. He got into his ego, got a little proud, and therefore Krishna went from the Supreme Personality of Godhead to just a little kid holding food in his hand, stumbling around like a clumsy child. And that's just because he's being covered. And I've seen that in my own life. In my own life, when I'm living in my ego, all the things I value of Krishna consciousness, even right from books and paintings and stuff like that, everything just becomes stuff or clutter. And then when I'm very Krishna conscious, it's like, oh my God, this book, I cherish this. You know, I was talking to Katie, who is with us in India, and she called me yesterday. Can you hear me okay? He's frozen like a rock.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can? Okay. So she called me up, and I said, how was your last day in Vrindavan? She was leaving Vrindavan, and she said, Raghunath, I was sitting there, and they let me come into the deity kitchen. And in that deity kitchen, they let me clean the deity kitchen. And then they gave me some water that was on Prabhupada's altar. And I drank that water. It was like Prabhupada's remnants. And then I got to clean up the rest of the kitchen. And I was thinking to myself, this woman is so high from doing this menial service for the deities and drinking. Now, if anybody else heard this conversation, if there was a materialistic fly on the wall, they think, who is this crazy woman? She's like happy and ecstatic and losing her mind that she gets to clean a kitchen. Who can speak like that? And then you got a little water and you're happy about that. This is Krishna consciousness. You know, I'm looking at, Ganga Ma and, Ditto Ma and Lori Pagan Chief and Azarina, who were just in India with us. And they were just like, should I take this dust and put it in my kabacha and put it around my neck? I mean, who talks like that? I want to pick up the dirt from the ground and treat it like it's like jewels and wear it around your neck. It makes no material sense. But for a devotee, it's like the highest thing. A little remnants of water that's offered to a deity of Prabhupada, and you're like ecstatically losing your mind, telling me like that's the first thing that's happening to you in India. Any other materialist in India would be like, yeah, I got a picture of myself at the Taj Mahal doing Nataraj Asana. It's really cool. Wait till you see it. Right? But this is like what comes out of the mouths of the devotees. It makes no material sense. But in any type of arrogance, then also that Krishna magic starts to disappear as well. What do you think, Case? Special K, can you hear me okay?
I agree with you. You know, I once heard an explanation. There's that scene in the Rasa Lila during, building up to the Rasa dance where Krishna's with all the gopis. Then he disappears with one gopi. And then he disappears entirely. Right?
Yeah.
And the gopis are feeling that because we were proud, because we thought he was just ours, just me and me alone, I had him all to myself. Then he disappeared. And I once heard it explained this way, and I thought it was an interesting explanation, that when we think God is ours exclusively, then actually he becomes more distant from us. And I think we can see that in terms of different religious groups, when they think we're the only ones that understand anything about God, they actually can become very removed from being godly at all,
Huh.
So it is an interesting idea.
I like where you're going with that.
Yeah. Okay. But can I bring it back?
Sure. Yeah. That was back, but did you want to bring it in another direction?
Why?
It didn't go anywhere.
In fact, you told me that you went another direction. Now I said I'm bringing it back, and you're giving me flack.
I didn't know what direction you were going in. You were just talking, then you froze, so I just went a direction. So it never went anywhere yet. You were frozen.
And that was great. It was wonderful.
You were just painting the picture, and I took it in a direction.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
So if you want to take it back in the way that you were going to take it, you can do that. Oh my God, that echo.
Okay, that's what I'll do. So we were talking about how suddenly this, not just a demigod, but like practically the demigod, Brahma gets involved. And right off the bat, he kind of trips up, right? Big demigod gets involved in little baby Krishna's Leela. And right off the bat, the most level-headed, the most elevated in terms of, the purity of his awareness and his consciousness, that voice of reason, that really steady deva amongst all the devas, steps into Krishna's realm And boom, right off the bat, he makes a blunder, not understanding who Krishna is, right? Not understanding that, oh, this little boy, because, we can read all of the Vedic texts. We can read, if you read all the Vedas, you could understand that Vishnu is supreme, but even that, a lot of people are going to have difficulty figuring out. If you read all the Upanishads, like there's the Gopal Tapani Upanishad, which practically nobody reads, that speaks of Krishna that way, but it kind of gets mixed up in with 107 other Upanishads, and people will have trouble understanding who Krishna is. Now, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, it's there. It's quite explicit. Krishna is the supreme. The devas all come from him, et cetera, et cetera. But because they've heard so much, people don't know whether to take that as it is or not. Mm. And here in the Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva is going to clarify once and for all. And so you have this little boy. He doesn't appear like one of the powerful devas. He doesn't appear like Lord Vishnu, really, 4 arms and, doing all the kind of things that the devas do, getting really involved in the worldly things, creation, maintenance, destruction, all that kind of stuff. Krishna's just playing. He's crawling around like a little boy. It's not what you think. And Brahma can't see it. Mm. And then Krishna reveals it. Whoa, all the boys and all the calves became Vishnu forms. Oh my God, not only is he Vishnu, he's like unlimited. He could become unlimited Vishnus. This little boy was not at all who I thought he was. It's a huge revelation there, the way that it plays out in the Leelas here. It's a huge revelation. This is clarifying for all the Vedantins out there that are reading these texts. Vyasadeva he's saying, hey, wake up, everybody. Brahma didn't get it. Okay, you didn't get it. Brahma didn't get it either, but now he got it. And let's hear what he has to say, right? Let's go to this authority, Brahma. Now that he's woken up, he understands who Krishna is. And he speaks, and now who's more qualified in this universe to glorify Krishna than Brahma? Right? Like who of course you could say like a Vrindavan resident or something, but they just see him as a boy, that they love so much. But, on a universal scale, number one is coming in and he's speaking with complete humility. Mm-hmm. And he's going to say some really amazing things. And he comes right out of the bat talking about how Krishna's form is inconceivable, right? This little form is not an ordinary form. And he talks about how Krishna is unconquerable. He just tried to conquer him, and he got conquered. Mm. But he's saying, but you can be conquered, right, through devotion. That's a big revelation. Now, the top most intelligent person in the universe is saying this. And then he begins to talk about the futility of the path of jnana for understanding Krishna. You can understand a lot through the path of jnana, but it's not enough. It's only devotion. It's only through devotion can you understand Krishna. And he says certain things that even that go beyond the Upanishadic message, which is a lot about renounce the world and realize the oneness. He's saying you don't even have to renounce the world. You can stay in your social position, and do what you do as an offering to Krishna, and you'll realize him, and you'll conquer that part of Brahman, that supreme Brahman. That's an interesting message, That's a little different than what a lot of Vedantins are used to hearing.
Or spiritual seekers in general. They feel like, well, if I really want God, I've got to give up everything. I've got to move to Greece and live in a cave in this monastery, or you have to become a nun. Like when I was little, I would see a nun. I would like, okay, my mom's a Christian, but this lady's serious, So, it was like you had, if you're gonna get serious, you gotta like put on a weird outfit. You got to give up your job. You got to marry Christ or marry Krishna, and that's it. Eat less, and bhakti is like a different thing.
Yeah. So he said, this was text 3. Those who, even while remaining situated in their established social positions, you don't have to become a sannyasi and walk away. When they throw away the process of speculative knowledge, don't be a jnani. It's like, and with their body, words, and mind, offer all respects to the descriptions of your personality and activities. dedicating their lives to these narrations. This is the path of Vedanta that he's laying out, which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees. They certainly conquer you, although you are otherwise unconquerable by anyone within the three worlds. He just defined the path of bhakti and meditating and glorifying Krishna's leelas as the ultimate stage of Vedanta. That's a really powerful statement, you know. And now we're getting it from such a powerful authority. And little Krishna's just standing there with a lump of yogurt and rice in his hand. Not even in the right hand, he's got it in his left hand over here.
Left hand.
And he's just kind of almost aloof to the whole thing. And Brahma is just like pouring out his heart. But with this these are poetically, they're very beautiful verses. And in terms of what they contain, the devotional sentiments they contain, the philosophical facets, you know, that they're revealing, really, the whole chapter, and that takes us today to number 6, which is, that's number 7, which is a crazy powerful verse. Why don't you
it's, I just want to say, imagine if maybe 2 of the most respected people in America, invite me to their house for dinner. You're like, God, Raghunath knows these guys. Raghunath knows this lady. It's impressive. It's impressive for people to witness. So here, who do we encounter in the 10th Canto that are completely humbled in front of Krishna? Indra, who is considered the king of all the demigods, and Brahma, who's even above that.
Yeah.
So they're the ones who are coming to Krishna, fumbling, tripping up, and then offering prayers and asking for forgiveness. Okay, so we are on text.
And so much is revealed in these prayers. 7.
In time, learned philosophers or scientists might be able to count all the atoms of the earth, right? The particles of the snow, or perhaps even the shining molecules radiating from the sun, the stars, or other luminaries. But amongst these learned men, who could possibly count the unlimited transcendental qualities possessed by you, the supreme personality of Godhead, who have descended onto the surface of the earth for the benefit of all living entities? So this is sober Brahma. We witnessed illusion Brahma. Now this is the most sober Brahma. By the way, that last chapter, and I'm sure you know this, Kaustubha, but that was the last of the purports by Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, I know.
That's maybe why you were offended that I went on without you?
Not offended at all. What did I say? I said that
no,
was...
you said you were offended. You were sort of hurt.
I was just joking. I was joking.
But it was probably had some...
But no, it was just that I wanted to enter this chapter. I wanted to enter this chapter with you. That's all. It was just a desire of mine.
Okay. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you...
No, hold it. But let's talk about this verse a little bit.
Okay.
I want to share some thoughts and hear your thoughts. This, again, this is coming from a person who just with his intelligence and his thoughts can create species, whole species, can create galaxies and planetary systems, can create the great sages. You know, just from his thought, he can do this. It's really, and we really just can't estimate the power of this man's intelligence. And he's saying, and generally having great intelligence leads to pride, you know?
Sure.
We begin to feel we're better than others. We start to look down on others, but here's what he's saying. He's saying, and when I hear this verse, to me, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I hear this speaking to, you know, the Richard Dawkins is out there, and the Stephen Hawking's out there, and the, you know, these kind of people who are trying to count every atom that the Earth is made out of, and you know what I'm saying? Their method is to take the material energy and break it down and analyze it and figure out its laws and figure out its elements and its properties and reveal things that are there.
Yeah.
And he's saying, even if they could do it to the level where they could count every atom of the earth, every particle of snow, or every shining molecule that's coming from all the different luminaries, he's saying they might be able to do that. Of course, they can't do that.
Sure.
But even if they could, they could not possibly count the unlimited transcendental qualities possessed by you, who have descended unto the surface of the earth for the benefit of all living entities, right? They try to take your energy and analyze it in such ways to deny you. But the fact is that they could never figure it out. And even if they could figure out the material realm, they could never understand you, who's unlimited. You have unlimited transcendental qualities. This is, it's denied by the materialistic scientists. It's also denied by the impersonalists, that his personality is not illusion, that his form is not illusion. And so these verses are really speaking a lot to the kind of skepticism or resistance to understanding that there is a person behind everything, right? Whether it's coming from great philosophers in terms of impersonalists, or whether it's coming from powerful scientists, there's a resistance to a person being behind it all, and therefore so many different kind of theories are put forward. And he's saying even if they knew so much more than they know now, they could still never know you. But
Here's
that's what brings me to our nuggets today, Raghunath.
Here's an analogy, sir. I'm going to go with this.
Okay.
Suppose you are the smartest.
Yeah.
Suppose you are the smartest of all fish in Lake Erie. You're the smartest. You have the biggest vision. All the other fish look up to you. You'll still never understand all the fish in the ocean. It's like a whole nother type of fish. The ocean is so much more vast, even than Lake Erie, which is really huge. And there's fish you could never even imagine. There's no octopus in Lake Erie. There's no sharks in Lake Erie. There's no...
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive. There's no...
okay, just checking.
What are those fish called? From Aquaman, those fish. Anyway, seahorses. There's no seahorses in Lake Erie. It's like it's way beyond the perception of the smartest of all fish.
Yeah.
And this is what Brahma is trying. In humility, we can understand that. So even if you can count every star in the universe, still it's way out of your perception. You'll never get there, except if the mercy of the higher thing that you're trying to analyze gives you some insight into them. And that's what Krishna does. He gives you insight into knowing him if he trusts you. You need to be trusted. You need vulnerability to approach God. And then God starts to reveal everything to you.
Have you been entrusted?
I can't say, because I'm waiting to trust you. I want to see if you're trustworthy.
Okay. Okay, this is from C.S. Lewis, one of our favorite. We've been quoting him a lot lately, haven't we?
Yeah.
You ready?
Run with it.
He says, if the universe is a book, science can tell you the grammar, but not the author.
Okay.
Okay.
The feelings of the author, what the author's like, his personality.
Well, none of that.
Yeah.
Not even that, right? Now that connects to something that I wanted to read, which is from Alex O'Connor. Okay, who again is like one of the. He used to be known as the cosmic skeptic. But I kind of read him because I think I think he has a lot of what's the word? I guess objectivity in how he approaches things. I don't think he has a serious psychological block. And it makes him more open-minded. I think we're getting that from the younger scientists, They're not as invested. It's hard when, like, you've written books that you've built your reputation on and then, made money on, gotten grants because of millions of the dollars of grants. It's hard to come forward and say, I was wrong about everything.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah, that $10 million grant that you gave me to create that, build that telescope, and
it was actually worth nothing because we're missing out on.
You wasted that money because I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get some of these young scientists who aren't so invested like that, and they can, speak a bit more openly. He's not a scientist; he's more of a philosopher, but still. But he says this. He says, "You ready, Rogan?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You with me?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Please.
Are you sure?
I'm ready.
Okay. He says you can master. This is again about grammar. You can master all the rules of language, but that won't tell you who wrote the book. Science can uncover the laws of nature, but that doesn't mean it can reveal the author of nature." And I thought I saw him discussing this analogy once in a conversation that he was having with 3 Christians. And they were like, yes, thank you. Like they're so happy that he was saying these things, right? But I thought it was an excellent analogy. In other words, you could say you had a book in the English language and you spoke some other language, or, had some whole other system of communicating. You could analyze, and this is how they crack codes, right? They kind of like try to figure out what's, they look for things that are repeated and try to understand what these symbols mean, and then they put it together in theoretical ways, and when things start to fit, then they feel, okay, a message is appearing. And so you could go through an English book and kind of figure out what the period mark means. I'm pretty sure that means the end of a particular thought, right? At the end of a particular thought, they put that dot, because it keeps repeating. It's, and then you could gradually figure out there's laws that this book follows, right? It's not just a random splash of symbols that mean nothing. There's laws that are governing this text. And you could use your intelligence to figure all of that out, but that would not tell you who wrote the book. And what a lot of times what modern scientists have done is they deny that anyone wrote the book, right? They say,
right,
we figured out all the laws that this book follows, but nobody wrote it.
Right.
It just appeared this way.
It's amazing.
And so, yeah, and so Brahma, what he's addressing this kind of thinking, I believe. Now, this is coming from John Polkinghorne, who was you familiar with John Polkinghorne?
Oh yeah,
quantum physicist and Anglican priest. He says science describes the structure of the world, but it cannot explain the meaning of the world. Now, this is another idea, right? Like, even if you can figure out a lot through science, it doesn't tell you why we're here. It can tell you many ways of how we're here, but it really doesn't tell you why we're here. Now, Rabbi Jonathan Sacks speaks up to this. He says science takes things apart to see how they work. Religion puts things together to see what they mean.
That's a nice insight.
Yeah.
I got something for you, Kaustubha.
Maybe I'll read one more. Oh, what do you got?
Well, I got this. Sometimes I get frustrated with Christians, and I could say, like, if you could just open your mind a little bit and get out of this narrow thinking and say that God can relate, we can go hand in hand together with God, we accept that Christ is a great guru, teacher, enlightened being, but there's other enlightened beings, and God can be a small cowherd boy, but he can also have other incarnations, a man lion, a boar, etc. So I was thinking, yeah,
is that right where you go? The man lion and the boar?
Listen. So yeah, if they could just open up their mind to accommodate what we're saying, it can fit in part of the puzzle. So here's my next question. What are we going to have to open up our mind to understand the absolute truth? Oh. Maybe there's other philosophies out there that we're going to have to open up to, Maybe these reptilian people are out there that, why don't you accept this? Because we just got to, we don't want to be like fundamentalists either. We might have to open up to something as well. It's not like, we know everything and everybody else only has partial. Maybe we have some partial reality that we have to open up to.
I think you need to close it down a little bit.
See, this is a problem for you. This is a problem for you. You have to open your mind, or else you're going to be caught up in fundamentalism.
I'm opening right up here to Lord Brahma.
I know, and you got to take that a step further.
Maybe I accept truth wherever I see it.
I'm not saying, I don't know who it is, but there's people who out there have some truth that we're going to have to accommodate. And then if they're not fundamentalists, they'll be like, yeah, because that's how we have to bring this whole world together, man. It's just like that. We're going to dominate them with ISKCON. That's not going to happen. It's going to have to be some type of woven threads together.
Okay, when you find the reptilian people, Raghunath, you handle it.
I'm not saying it is the reptilians, but maybe. I'm just saying. I mean, what is a Naga?
Why don't we move on to the next text?
Well, I'm just saying, what is a Naga? That's a reptilian.
Well, but Bhagavatam tells us about the Nagas. So you're saying something beyond that.
No, but I'm just saying they're talking about not the reptilians are like. I'm not even saying it's the reptilians. All I'm saying is it could be. But I'm
saying Bhagavatam's already got the reptilians covered.
Or else we get caught up in fundamentalism too. That's what I'm saying.
I'm open.
Okay. Let's see.
All right. Let's see. All right. Text number 8.
My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him.
Oh, here it is, Raghunath.
All the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances within his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. This is our favorite verse. We've been quoting this verse from the beginning of the show.
One of the most quoted.
Tatenu kampam susamiksamano, bunjana evatma kritam vipakam, hridvag vapurbir vidadan namaste, javeta yo mukti pade sadoyabak. What a beautiful verse.
It really is.
My dear Lord, my dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow their causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, right? If you're going through hell right now, hold on tight. Patiently suffer through those reactions of your past misdeeds. It's not they're random. They're your past misdeeds. And offering you and still offering respectful obeisances within their heart, through their words and their body, you become eligible for liberation. It's become your rightful claim. That means no blaming the world, no blaming God, no blaming the government. It means you're just accepting whatever I've got, I've got. That's some past misdeed. But my Lord, I trust that you have my best interest in my mind. I trust you are bringing me higher. I trust that you have some greater plan that I cannot see, and I'm just going to tolerate this, and I know there's some light here for me.
It's such a powerful verse. And again, it's part of the reason why it's so powerful is who it's coming from, right? It's coming from this person who has such a clear understanding of, they say to achieve. When we talk about Brahma, we're really talking about a post, right? It's a position that many people have played, right? Many people are playing right now in
becoming
a
prime minister or president. It's a post.
Yeah, it's kind of like the top person in the universe.
Sure.
And it says that to achieve that, the piety required to achieve that post. Do you know what it is? It's slipping my mind right now, but it's like 100 births of perfectly following Varnashram Dharma.
Right, it's something.
Or something like that, 10,000 births. It's essentially what we're saying is we can't even count the number of living beings practically in a room, what to speak of on the planet, what to speak of in the universe. How many beings there are, we can't count that number. And this is like the most qualified of them all. Right, Brahma. It's like the top post karmically, right? So if there's someone that really has a good understanding about how karma works and the best approach to it, he's going to be a very good person to speak to. He's very experienced, very realized, and has this, practically unlimited intelligence. And even in the Vedic literature, we're going to find different ways to deal with your bad karma, the reactions to the past actions you've done. Practically every spiritual tradition has different ideas about how to deal with that, whether it's Hindu or Buddhist or Christian or Jewish. How do I find salvation? How do I become free from sin and the reactions to sin? And they'll come up with different rituals, and they'll come up, how to counteract it and so on.
Sure.
In the Vedic literature, they have this prayaschitta, right? So many different ideas about how to counteract your bad karma. And then, and in jnana, the idea is, I'm going to do it through my analysis, through seeing the truth and seeing how, breaking up all my desires. But here he's saying, don't even try to counteract it, right? As a matter of fact, patiently suffer it, right? Because if you elevate your consciousness, you transcend it anyway. Right. And if you try to counteract it, you haven't transcended it, and you're just going to be stuck in those cycles. So he's saying, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy, that's what I'm waiting for, right? That's beyond this world. My sufferings in this world, the reactions to my past deeds, that's of this world. I'll patiently wait that out, right? And all the while, I'll offer from my heart, and using my words and my body, taking everything that I've been given, I'm going to offer it all to Krishna and wait for him to bestow his mercy on me. That person, Brahma is saying, is surely eligible for liberation. They'll become free. They'll transcend. They'll break out. And then he uses this powerful term. He says, Daya Bhak, which means the rightful heir. And so, like Sridhar Swami, the great commentator on Bhagavatam, he says that just as a legitimate son has to simply remain alive to gain an inheritance from his father, one who simply remains alive in Krishna consciousness, following the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, automatically becomes eligible to receive the mercy of the personality of Godhead. So. In other words, it's just like nothing beyond that. You don't need anything beyond that. If you're that person's son, when your father dies, you get the property. Simple as that. Everybody recognizes it. If you're not caught up in trying to, if you're just not caught up in your material situation, and you let that go, knowing I'm always going to be going through ups and downs, that's how this world works. But I'm waiting for Krishna's mercy, which is beyond it. I want to connect with that being. I turned away from him. I just want to turn back now. And I know I got myself entangled in this world. I'm not blaming anyone, as you were saying, Raghunath, right? I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not trying to counteract it. I've accepted it, and I just want Krishna's mercy. And I'll be patient if I have to be. That person becomes eligible. It's a huge verse in us. How many times in our lives will we benefit from reflecting on this verse?
Sure.
When we feel, I'm suffering because of this and that.
Have you ever had to go through that in your life? You just like dealing with it? Another year goes by and you're just dealing with it? Have you had that in your life? Have you had like years of pain?
Yeah, 5.5.
5.5? Oh, that's not nice.
Just a little joke there. Just a little joke. No. It's been 5.5 great years.
What brow humor is that?
No, I have. I do. I have things in my life right now that I have to patiently tolerate.
Really?
Yeah.
And some of it's so overwhelming, it can just really throw you off course. It can really throw you down. It's like a storm, and it can really turn the boat over, and we can resort to our lower self, our bad habits. I mean, I think when the pandemic hit and people lost their jobs and people were riddled with anxiety and people didn't know, what their future was going to be like, people were just like, okay, I'm going to abandon my family, or okay, I'm going to go back into my, alcoholism, or I'm going to go back into this addiction. And it really whenever we go through these storms of material existence, instead of taking shelter of God, we take shelter in these things that medicate our pain. And so it's a real test. And sometimes it's a little bit of both. I've had times where I take a little bit of shelter of God and a little bit of shelter in indulgence in whatever, eating donuts or something like that. Like there's a little bit of God. But Krishna's asking full surrender to God in such a position, and then we trust. Because, and I will say that sometimes, especially when you're like coming, a lot of the people, the pilgrims coming back from India, you feel like very high, very spiritually connected, etc. You're probably feeling that way right now. I'm in Rishikesh. I just bathed in the Ganga. Guess what? At any minute, you can become like Lord Brahma. He's completely fixed up. Don't think we're above Maya. We should have a healthy fear of material existence. We should have a healthy fear of Maya and always keep that. At any minute, we can fall into Maya. Once we start thinking, well, I'm really spiritual. I went to a kirtan last night. I'm very, I'm in Rishikesh now. At any minute, you could be doing abominable things in Rishikesh.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a healthy warning here. We
Thank
can
you,
never think like we've got our life together like that. We should always feel like I'm holding on by a thread by Krishna's mercy. Please protect me from illusion. Because even
I call
Brahma
you if I'm
falls
about
into
to?
Maya, Baba.
If I'm about to, can I give you a call?
You know what? Yes, it's called a lifeline. You can send me a text. Help me, Raghunath. I'm in Maya.
Help me,
And you know what? If you were to do that, it would be a sign of your vulnerability, and it would attract Krishna more. That's the interesting thing. To the degree that I feel like I'm not going to share my shortcomings, I'm going to put up a very stone cold front of I've got my whole life together. That pushes God away. That vulnerability, that calls Krishna close. Not just you, not you, but I'm just saying, but you. Not just you, but you. But everybody, to the degree that we can reach out, that's why it's important.
But especially you.
but you, who has position and have positioned yourself in this. No, but it means that's the important thing of having devotee friends that we reach out to. You know, I'm doing this course on Nectar of Instruction, which is going to start.
When?
We're taking names now. It's going to start on the 10th.
Well, you see, that could have been an announcement this morning, man.
I forgot. You know, I'm happy to see you. And I forgot everything else. But if people are interested, you got to go to WhatsApp. Find my WhatsApp channel. Ray Raghunath Capo is my channel.
Ray Raghunath Capo.
Yeah, sign up for Kaustubha. You can be part of it.
All right, I'm going to do it right now.
Okay.
Do I need an invitation to get there, or do I just search for it?
You just search for it, and then you click on and join, my friend.
Okay.
Ready for some takeaways?
Oh, that's it?
That's the show. Yeah.
That's the show.
Right?
But isn't that important, though? And that's why, in the Bhakti Recovery or in the Nectar of Instruction, it says, you reveal your mind in confidence. You reach out and say, I'm struggling. And in that, vulnerability, hey, I'm struggling, the person hears you. And that it's the act of vulnerability that attracts Krishna. And then Krishna gives you direction.
Thank you, Raghunath. I'm not finding it. I'm searching for it, and I'm not finding it.
We'll send you a link, and we'll also post the link.
I think you need a link.
We're going to post the link in the show notes, and maybe we can post the link right now, Miss.
You can.
I'm
going to read
Pranapriya.
I'll read the takeaways, but
okay,
you
how
can
do
do
I
that.
do it? Okay, let me figure it out.
Okay. To the degree I'm in my ego, God vanishes.
Yeah.
You can't just push everything else off the desk to do this.
What are you doing, Raghunath?
Just trying to get my life together.
You go to WhatsApp. You got to go to WhatsApp.
Trying to find WhatsApp.
All right. To the degree I'm in my ego, God vanishes. When we think God is exclusively ours, he distances himself.
Raghunath, don't distance yourself from us right now. You're gone.
I'm trying to find this damn link. All right, can you
Let
do
go.
it after the... Someone else find my link.
Yeah.
Place it in the chat board, please.
Chapuji will do it. And she'll
Is
put it in the
Chapuji here?
description. I don't know if she's here.
Yeah,
but
Timothy
we'll
Tucker
send it
already
to her.
did it, okay?
Timothy Tucker did it. There you
Yeah.
go. Thank you, Timothy.
All right, now you can listen to takeaways.
Okay.
Try to conquer Krishna, and you'll get conquered.
Try to conquer Krishna, and you'll get conquered, sir.
Okay.
Only devotion, not jnana, can help you understand Krishna.
You can get an understanding, but you really want to know Krishna, you got to love him.
You need vulnerability to approach God. What do we need to open up our mind to understand the absolute truth?
What do you say
do
that
need,
again?
What
What do you need to
open
open up your
to?
mind to understand the absolute truth?
What do you need to open up your mind to?
Like
To
you were saying,
understand
was
the
reptilian
bigger
people.
picture of reptiles. Imagine if we get to that point, we're like, they were right. The reptile cult was really right on this whole time.
Some of them are. They offer some beautiful prayers in the Bhagavatam.
Yeah. Yes.
If you're going through hell, be patient, accept, and trust Krishna.
Okay.
Yep.
Elevate your consciousness and transcend the karmic suffering.
There we go.
Transcend karmic suffering, elevate your consciousness. Okay, I like that.
Take shelter of God during the storms of material existence.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
And
Here we go. It's going to be about reptiles.
And keep a healthy fear of Maya.
Piles too.
And reptiles, definitely reptiles.
Thanks everybody for joining us.